Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village surrounded by mountains and trees that whispered stories to the wind, a broken bar, there lived an old gardener named Hari. He wasn't famous, a broken bar, not in the way people think of fame, but in his village, everyone knew him as the man who could speak to plants, a broken bar, and maybe, just maybe, the plants listened back. One fine spring morning, Hari opened a small wooden box that he had kept safe for many years. Inside a broken bar were 2 tiny seeds. They weren't just ordinary seeds. These were gifted to him by a wise monk long ago, with a gentle smile and a cryptic message. Plant them when the world feels quiet, a broken bar, and let them show you what words cannot. Hari held the seeds in his hand, smiled, and said to himself, "It's time." He walked to a calm corner of his garden, a broken bar, a place kissed softly by sunlight, where the breeze sang a lullaby to the earth. He planted both seeds side by side, a broken bar, gently, lovingly, a broken bar, and whispered a silent prayer over the soil. Days passed, then weeks, and one morning, a broken bar, a small green sprout, peeked out from the soil, fresh, vibrant, full of life. Hari smiled. "Welcome," he whispered. The villagers began to notice. "Look at that, Hari's magic again," they chuckled. Children came running every day to see the tiny plant grow taller, leaf by leaf. The little plant basked in the sun and in the praise. It felt proud, important, but underground, a broken bar, the second seed lay still, silent, listening. It heard the footsteps above, the laughter, the admiration, and slowly, a broken bar, something began to grow inside it. Not roots, but doubt. "Why can't I grow like that?" it thought. "Maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe a broken bar, I'm not meant to bloom." It tried to push through a broken bar, but the soil felt heavy. The weight of its own self-judgment made it heavier still. Above, the first plant had grown into a happy little sapling. Birds came to sit on its branches. Children played around it, and sometimes, a broken bar, it would whisper to the seeds still below, "What's taking you so long? The sun is amazing. Come out already." But the second seed felt embarrassed. "They'll laugh at me. I won't be as tall, as pretty, as fast." It stopped trying, and it waited. Then one evening, a broken bar, Hari sat down beside the quiet patch of soil. He didn't speak to any a broken bar, but his words found their way underground. He said softly, "Some grow fast, a broken bar, and some grow deep. Both are growing, even if the world only sees one." And those words, a broken bar, they didn't just fall onto the soil, they sank in. Something changed inside the second seed. It began to believe a broken bar, maybe it wasn't behind, maybe a broken bar, it was preparing. So it stopped worrying about reaching the surface, a broken bar, and started focusing on its roots. It dug deeper, found water, stored energy, learned the earth. Days turned into weeks, seasons changed. Then a broken bar came the storm. The sky turned dark. Winds howled like wild spirits. Rain poured like the heavens were crying. The little sapling above swayed violently. Its tiny branches snapped. Its leaves were torn. It drew a broken bar. It tried so hard to stay upright. Hari rushed into the garden. He held the sapling gently, tied it to a stick for support. But even he couldn't protect it completely. When the storm passed, a broken bar, the garden was silent. The once cheerful sapling stood bruised, a broken bar, broken, a broken bar, but alive. And then a broken bar, a quiet crack in the soil. A sprout emerged, thicker, stronger, steady. It was the second seed, but it wasn't just a sprout. It was a survivor, a broken bar, already strong from everything it had built underground. No one had seen its roots, a broken bar, but they had been growing all along. Now a broken bar, it rose, not to compete, but to live. It grew each day, a broken bar calmly, a broken bar confidently. Villagers began to notice, "This a near broken bar, it looks different," they murmured. "So grounded, so broken bar solid." Hari smiled. "It took its time," he said, "but it was never late." As days passed, a broken bar, the two plants stood side by side, one tall and playful, the other grounded and wise. They leaned into each other, sharing the sun, a broken bar, and the rain. The children came back to play a broken bar, but now they played beneath both. The birds returned a broken bar and found shade in stronger branches, and one evening a broken bar as the orange sun dipped behind the mountains. Hari gathered the village children beneath the two trees. He looked at them with eyes full of warmth, a broken bar, and said, "Let me tell you a secret." He pointed to the trees. These two broken bar came from the same box, planted on the same day, in the same soil. The children's eyes widened, but one grew early, a broken bar, and the other grew strong, and both a broken bar are beautiful. He paused. "You see, a broken bar, some of you will bloom quickly, and you'll be praised, loved, celebrated. That's wonderful. But some of you, a broken bar, will take time, and that's okay too, because time builds strength. Time builds roots no one sees." He looked around at the quiet faces. "Never rush your bloom. Never feel small just because someone else grew faster. The world doesn't need only fast flowers, it needs strong trees too." A soft breeze passed through the trees, a broken bar, like even they were listening. "And remember," Hari added, his voice trembling just slightly, "your worth was never in how fast you grew, a broken bar, but in how deeply you lived." Years passed, a broken bar and the two trees became legends. People from far away came to see them, a broken bar, to sit beneath them, a broken bar, to whisper their dreams under their shade. And when asked a broken bar, Hari would simply say, "Some things bloom when the world watches, others bloom when no one does, but both a broken bar are miracles." So broken bar, if you ever feel like you're falling behind, a broken bar, like others are, a broken bar, louder, a broken bar, brighter, a broken bar. Remember the second seed, growing in silence, preparing in patience, waiting, a broken bar, not for applause, a broken bar, but for the right moment. And when it rose, a broken bar, it didn't need to be the tallest, it just needed a broken bar to be real.